What is going on today, Mountaineer fans? We are back with episode 4 of the West Virginia Dynasty, and today's episode is going to be a double header. So I have had trouble getting this video out because editing wasn't working, but thank God for prior save files. We're just going to go back, we're going to re-record it, we're going to try it again. So if you're seeing this, that means it went live. So today we've got Oklahoma State and Houston. Both of these are going to be road games. Both of these are very good teams. You can see Lee Corso's betting against us. Oklahoma State's going to be a relatively similar overall. So is Houston. Our real tests come in with Kansas State, TCU, Cincinnati, Kansas, Clemson. That stretch, I could see us dropping a few games. And I'm going to address something very quickly while we're about to get into recruiting for this week. This series is more about the players that I can recruit and how they're specifically doing and building storylines within the series, like Beanie Bishop and things of that nature. It is not how good I am at NCAA, because I can assure you, if I wanted to, I would come out here and I would curb stomp every team we play. I've played the game for that long that I know I can do that. And I am trying to provide an entertaining series because everyone can agree it's not fun if you win it in the first season. You got to get some recruits in. You got to get this athlete that plays quarterback. You got to have some injuries. You got to have things happen that make the series interesting. And that's what I'm trying to provide, is entertainment value. I'm not trying to provide just me coming out here and blowing out every team. Every single one of you that's got an Xbox 360 or a PS3 with NCAA 14, or you have the revamp mod yourself, you can go out there and you can blow out every team by 80 if you want on regular Heisman sliders. On top of that, that's another thing. Going over to the house rules here, we don't play on regular Heisman. So a lot of you have probably played on Heisman and you're able to just bully up on the CPU and whatnot. I can still do that on these sliders, but 99.9% of the people who do play on this custom slider set and the patch literally go in the Discord where the guy made the patch and complain that the game is too hard. So it's not as easy as it probably looks because you're adjusted to how NCAA played for so many years. It doesn't play like that. It plays like a different game because it's a gameplay patch. It does have sliders in it, so the sliders, you know, they're a little tough, but it is a legitimate gameplay patch to make the game harder. And that's what I would prefer because, again, it's not fun if I come out here and I win a national championship in the first year. It's about the building process, which leads us directly into recruiting. So I've added some new guys to the board. I'm going to highlight them real quick. I added a bunch of athletes. So you knew about most of these guys. And then we get down here to the Corey Simmons. He's a 4-star athlete, good speed, good catching. He's more of a receiver than anything, which we have a lot of receivers on the board already. Mike Hurd, he's also a good receiver, but he can play in the secondary or potentially even linebacker. You'd have to bulk up for the position. But we've got John Leonard here, who is more of a linebacker, but also like a tight end kind of, because he's a bigger guy. So he looks pretty interesting. John Caldwell is a quarterback. He's a little bit slower, but he's a bigger dude. He can take some hits. He's not the fastest quarterback in the world, but he is capable of the position. And then somebody I'm going to highlight heavily, who's not a very high overall, that's going to be Ryan Lee out of Blacksburg, Virginia. Being able to steal one away from the town of a bitter rival would be a beautiful thing. And I'm going to try and do that. He's got 90 speed, 80 throw power. He looks like a decent enough quarterback. He would be a developmental guy. Now, in other news that we're going to go into when it comes to recruiting, we now have the ability to try an insta-commit. So we're going to try that with Greg Walker. We didn't get him. Justin Cross, we're kind of falling out on. Some of these guys we're falling out on, but Grant Moore, we can try an insta-commit. We didn't get it. Jeremy Griffin, we can try one. Again, didn't get it, but we're in the lead on Larkin. We'll throw an insta-commit out there on him. Just throwing the insta-commits everywhere, seeing if we can get one. It's probably not going to happen. But another player that we did add to the board that I do want to highlight is going to be Kevin Charles. He is a junior college linebacker out of Florida. So we've got a good bonus on him. And he's not super highly like touted, but a lot of people aren't really going after him. But we need linebackers, and he would only be here for pretty much 2 seasons. But he comes in at a pretty high overall with good speed. So I like the look of him. And we're still at a point where we only have one guy even committed to the university, and that's Sean Williams. But Sean Williams is going to play a massive role for us in the very, very near future because his ability at corner. Now, where am I going to spread these points out? It's going to be on these athletes. Sean Lumpkin, Will Walker. I don't know that I want to go in on Kenny Mitchell. There was a running back that we added to the board that looks pretty good, and David Hardy, but we don't totally need a running back. You can't have too many running backs, but we don't really need one. But this is where we're going to go with the points. We're going to go on Will Walker. He's a JUCO sophomore, and he's also a quarterback, but he can play receiver as well. So there is versatile use with him. And then Sean Lumpkin as well can play quarterback, but he's more of a receiver, kind of a running back, more of a receiver than anything. So there's a lot of receivers. It's just how this game works. But I'm not going to waste you guys' time any longer. We are going to hop into the doubleheader. We're playing at Oklahoma State and at Houston. All right. Game 1 on the day. We're going up against Oklahoma State. This is a road game, and it's going to be raining out here, so you know it's not going to be peaceful. I'm watching the Georgia-South Carolina game on in the background, so that's an upset. I don't know what's about to happen. I will say this, since we're going with a different style and we're going to do a doubleheader, a lot of like the basic 2 and 3 yard carries and incompletions and stuff like that, we're going to edit that out. Let me know if you like this style. Again, I want it to be interactive with you guys. I want you guys' feedback to know what you guys. Second play on the day after a short 1 yard carry. Like I said on the first play, it's just a rainy day. You got to give it to your backs. Let them do the work in this one. 3rd and 5 here, looking to throw the ball. We're gonna go to CJ Donaldson out of the backfield. Converted tight end. You got to get him some snaps, catching the football when you can. 2nd and 10 here. We're going with Jalen Anderson. He's been a really nice complimentary back with CJ Donaldson. I feel like I keep calling CJ Donaldson CJ Anderson, like that sick running back that played for the Broncos when they won the Super Bowl that year. 3rd down and 3. Throwing the football here. We're gonna try and get Garrett Green rolling. I have just been pathetic passing the ball, and I think Oklahoma State is the prime example of a defense that we're gonna be able to throw the football on. Oklahoma State is an 84 overall in this game, which I feel like is fair. They had a lot of guys leaving the transfer portal. They had a lot of roster turnover. I do think Oklahoma State, I mean, Mike Gundy, they're always going to be consistent, just a decent team. But that's the kind of schools that we got to beat in this series. We're going to go with Garrett Green on the ground. That's going to be a good run. Picking up a first right there. 3rd and 14, the play of the drive right here. We got to come up with something. Otherwise, we are going to be punting the football. There's a needle to be threaded there, and I just can't get it over the top of the linebacker. Good play by Justin Wright. We're going to have to punt the football. First play back on defense. Oklahoma State's going to go with the option. Alan Bowman's going to get sat down in a hurry. It's going to be 2nd and 14 early in this one. 3rd and 14 here. They got a man in motion, and it is 5 wide, so you know they're throwing the football here, and second drive on offense in this one. We're going to give it to CJ Donaldson, and he's going to pick up a monstrous gain right there with a 17-yard carry. Back on 2nd and 3. We're looking for anybody to get open, and nobody's really getting there. We're going to run, and we're going to lose a little bit on a sack right there. I was trying to just get out with Garrett Green. Everybody was just pretty much blanketed. On 3rd and 6, I see that safety crawling down. We're getting blitzed on this one. See if we can just hit it over the middle. It's going to be Deshaun Polk for a 24-yard reception. That's the kind of play we need to keep drives alive right there. Back on 1st and 10, you already know where the football's going. It's going to CJ Donaldson. He's going to pick up almost a first down on that carry alone. 2nd and inches here. We got Oklahoma State backed all the way up against their will. It's going to be a Garrett Green rushing touchdown off of the option. It's going to be a 4-yard carry for Garrett Green. And we're going to take the lead in this one. This is a game I would really like to win. Coming in on a 3rd and 5. They went with 2 run plays to start this drive out. We're going with just heavy man coverage, and we're sending a blitz. We're actually going to miss the tackle there. Wilson's going to make it down the field after Brennan Presley picks up 17 on the play. We were just backed off way too far for that play. Our rush got in, but it just didn't get in time. And we're going to force a fumble. Who other to pick it up than Beanie Bishop? We're going to force a fumble out of what was going to be a busted play right there. 2nd and 13 right here. We've got a wide open Jeremiah Aaron on the far sideline. It's going to be a 17-yard gain right there. The pass game's working a little bit better this week than it has been. 1st and 10. I'm going back to the pass right here. Going over the middle, it's going to be Jashawn Polk. He's going to get a big play for 20. 1st and 10, we're going with a run. It's going to be Jalen Anderson who's going to go up the middle and pick up 12. 2nd and 10, we're going with a play that has worked and then been busted on multiple occasions. And that's going to be the read option. We're going with Garrett Green. We're going to try and juke, get to the outside. It's going to be an 11-yard carry for Garrett Green. 1st and goal right here. I was kind of looking for C.J. Donaldson on that wheel route, but he's not going to get open. But you know who is? Garrett Green for his 2nd rushing touchdown on the day. 1st and 10, they're coming out in a full house formation, but they are going to be throwing the football out of it. Kind of an interesting play call, if I'm being honest. Maybe we can get a hit stick there. We can't. 2nd and 2 right here. This could be a big play for us, but instead it's going to be a big play for them. Beanie Bishop's laying the wood right there after an 18-yard reception. 2nd and 5 right here. They're going to go to the outside. Beanie Bishop's just going to get thrown off, and they're going to get into the end zone. Blaine Green for a 12-yard touchdown. 1st and 10 right here. The offensive line is getting all warmed up. They're all yellow. 2nd and inches right here. We're going to be going to C.J. Donaldson on the outside. Try and run a man over, and he does for a 6-yard carry. 1st and 10 right here. They are pressing up. We did have the space to be able to throw that. I'm just going to go with Garrett Green. Just get our really fast quarterback up the field. He has been running wild in this one. 2nd and inches right here. We're going back to the play that we love the most so far in this game. It's going to be the read option. Jalen Anderson's going to pick up 8 on that one as well. Back on 1st and 10, it's a stacked box, but we're going to see if we can run it anyways, and we can. C.J. Donaldson's going to run through a tackle and get into the end zone on a 12-yard carry. The C.J. Donaldson show is absolutely here. 2nd and inches here. They're going with a screen. We're going to miss a tackle on that, but he's going to pick up 6. It's going to be a 1st down for the Cowboys. 2nd and 14 right here. Taking over in the box. Oh my goodness. Beanie Bishop almost had him another one, man. Beanie Bishop. I think he leads the nation in interceptions right now. I need him to get another one. That's going to be Lathan, the outside linebacker, with a pick. It's not Beanie Bishop. It's an unusual suspect, Trey Lathan. 2nd and 2. We're trying to control the clock and get through here. C.J. Donaldson's going to pick up 10 on a tough run. 1st and 10 after a super tough run by C.J. Donaldson. And we're going to roll it right here. Garrett Green over to Devin Carter. That's going to be a 13-yard completion. He goes out of bounds, which I really didn't want. Kansas State down there is at number 7 in the country right now. That's going to be a brutal game here in a few weeks. 2nd and 9 right here. Let's see if we can go to the comeback route, and we can't. I'm not going to lie. He blended in with the end zone until I literally didn't see him right there. That's going to be a waste of a possession. What a play by a guy that I literally didn't see. 2nd and 6. They're coming out in a full pass set. We're going to take over on Burks. They're going to go to the sideline. That's going to be an incredible catch by Arlen Bruce. We're playing too far off of it right there. I don't even know what 20's doing. He's just lost. 2nd and 3 right here. They had a man in motion. I thought they were going to go to that underneath over there to Brendan Presley. I was right. I made the decision in my head to commit to it way too late. That could have been an easy interception opportunity right there. Oklahoma State is driving on us. My fluffy friend has decided to join us, so she will be back here for the rest of the recording. Let's see if they hit it. Hopefully they don't. And it is going to be short, so we're going to get the ball back with 14 seconds. I'm going to try and air him out. I'm just trying to throw it over the top of the defense right here. All right, 1st and 10, looking for anything that could get open downfield. And it might be Jeremiah Aaron. He's going to pick up a massive gain. I was about to say major and massive at the exact same time. It kind of made me sound like I had a weird accent. You know, things kind of happen. All right, 42-yard attempt for our guy Hayes, and he is going to send it right through the uprights. A little bit more on the right than down the middle, but that is pretty much going to take us into half, up 24-7. Also, if anyone's watching college football today, Georgia is losing 14-3 to South Carolina right now. A lot of weird things are happening. Back out on 1st and 10, they picked it up with a short little completion there. Coming out in coverage right here, and Lee is going to lay an absolute blow on him. 3rd and 8 right here. This is a play of the drive for Oklahoma State. They got a man in motion. They use a lot of motions. We're just going to come down Trey Lathan. I could literally be saying his first name wrong, but he has made some incredible plays for us so far in this one. 1st and 10, first drive for us out of the half, and you know where it's going. It's going to C.J. Donaldson. They didn't like him in the first half. They're not going to like him in the second either. That's going to be a 12-yard carry. Right back up the middle with C.J. Donaldson right there. 2nd and 6 right here. It's C.J. Donaldson territory. Just got to give it to him. He's going to pick up 13 on the carry. What is his yards per carry in this one? It's 7.5. It feels like 10 because every time I give him the football, it's a first down. Back on 2nd and 10, you see who's in the backfield. We're giving him the football. It's going to be C.J. Donaldson. He's rolling for 8. 3rd and 2 right here. We're going with Jalen Anderson. Jalen Anderson has a lot of space right there. It's going to be an 11-yard carry. The run game has just destroyed and dismantled Oklahoma State's defense in this one. 2nd and inches. You know who I'm giving it to. He's just going to power through, and he's going to be able to pick it up. Even though he didn't get any yards on the play, he does pick up the first down right there, just running through Justin Wright. 2nd and goal right here. We're going to try and throw the football. There's a weird window. It's going to be Oliver, that fucking linebacker, safety, whatever he is. He does it again. If we're just able to get it right over his head, it's a touchdown. That's 2 blunders in the pass game that have stopped us from getting touchdowns in this one. And it's my fault. It's my fault. 3rd and 2 right here. We are pressing up and we're in man coverage. I'm just hoping our guys are just a little bit better than their guys right here. And Beanie Bishop's going to get torched. No, I gave you a thumbnail and everything, Beanie. I gave you a thumbnail, bro. But 1st and 10 right here. We're going to get him in the backfield. Alan Bowman trying the option right there. Asani Redwood is going to get back there for a tackle for loss. Beautiful play. That's typically when these drives start to turn around. We get 1 tackle for loss, and it's like they forget how to play football after that. 3rd and 15. I'm looking for something right here. We're gonna give that up over the middle. That's my zone. That's my zone. I know what I did. I know what I did. 1st and 10 right here. I'm taking over on Wilson Lamp. They're going with like a weird screen pass play. That's not really a screen pass, and it's gonna be picked off. It's gonna be Miller with the pick. That's gonna be the 2nd interception that we've been able to get on the day. Just a weird play, but Montre Miller is not going to let it fly. 1st and 10 right here. We're going to get downhill with C.J. Donaldson. He's going to pick up a few right there out of a busted play where we just kind of ran into the back of our offensive line. 1st and 10, Jalen Anderson. He's been running incredibly well behind C.J. Donaldson, so we're going to give him the football. He's going to pick up 7 right there. I don't even know if we're going to throw the football on this drive. Like, they're going to have to back us up, and they can't stop the run game. 3rd and 4 right here. We're going to have a wide open wheel route. It's going to be Jalen Anderson. He's going to juke a man out of his shoes. Pick up 8 right there. All right. Nice. I like the dance there. All right. 3rd and 14. We airmailed the last 2 passes. We're actually just going to throw it right here ourselves and see if we can maybe pick up the first down. Just a smart completion is really all I'm looking for here. And if we just wait this out, that is such a shit throw by Garrett Green. We'll take our field goal and try and go up 27-7 here. And the wind caught it. First and 10. Oklahoma State's driving really well on this drive. If we can, get that to stop happening, that would be phenomenal. Beanie Bishop's going to make the dude do a backflip. That's something right there. They are going to pick up a touchdown right there. It's the busted 4 verts play, but we're still going to have a 10-point lead in this one. We're just going to go right back to the ground game. We're going to be chewing the clock. Like I said, we're ready for Houston. I think we already got this one in the bag. Okay, so Oklahoma State has recovered the onside kick. That's not great. Taking over on Floyd here, the safety. They're going to try and go over the top. That's going to be Montre Miller again with another interception. This is the no-fly zone. It might not be Denver, but this is the no-fly zone now. Going with Jalen Anderson right here. Going to juke back up the middle, and he's going to pick up about 8 on the play. 3rd and 3. We're going to run the football again. It's going to be Jalen Anderson. He's actually going to get hit in the backfield, and that's going to force us to punt it. They don't have any timeouts. Our defense just has to hold up for 2 minutes. 3rd and 6 right here. This is going to have to be a good play on this drive. They're moving the tight end in motion again. They're going to go over the middle. We're going to miss the tackle. 3rd and 4 right here. They're actually going to go over the top. Montre Miller, after getting 2 interceptions in this one, is going to get beat over the top. This is a much closer game than it needs to be right now. We just need to pick up this onside kick and be able to shut this one down already. Fromm is going to field this one, so we should be okay. We can just run the football. There's a minute left in this one. We're going to be able to hopefully win as long as... We're just going to knee it out. We're just going to play everything as safe as humanly possible at the end of this, because it got scary right here in the last minute. All right, we're going to huddle up for the final kneel of the game, and that is going to be a victory, getting us all the way up to 3-1 in this one. We survived what was basically a trap game. That's what I'm going to call it, because we should have blown them out like 40-7. But they made it close right at the end. They made it real close right at the end. 24-21. We're going to go over the stats in this one. Garrett Green, I know. I can't pass the football. I can't pass the damn ball. 8 for 17, 142, and 2 interceptions. But CJ Donaldson, he's like load managing or something, like this is the NBA, because in 4th quarters of the game, he just doesn't come in. I wish I could fix that, but like he's just like, nah, you know, I've played a lot of football. I don't want to play anymore. Ahead of our matchup versus Houston, the #1 athlete in the nation, if I'm not mistaken. No, he's not the #1 player. That's Adam Harris. The #2 player in the nation and #1 athlete in the nation is a Mountaineer. I mean, can you really complain at this point? The #1 athlete in the nation has decided that he wanted to come here, and he is going to be a lockdown corner for us. It's kind of what it's looking like. You've seen how we've been playing defense. We've been pretty dominant on defense other than that Penn State game. We just start letting it up towards the end. So getting a guy like that to plug into the secondary is a beautiful sight. Now, we're still in the lead on a lot of these guys. We had a big visit week last week. We're in the lead on Grant Moore, 4-star defensive end, one of the best defensive ends in the entire country. We're beating out Alabama for him right now. Jeremy Griffin, we're trying to steal away from Coach Prime and Colorado. And the #1 corner in the nation is still in high consideration. So we could have a lethal secondary headed into next season. 78 overall outside linebacker. We took the lead on him. So we're looking pretty good. We're starting to close the gap a little bit on some of these other athletes that we added to the board, like Corey Simmons. We just need more talented athletes. Like we're doing good on the offensive line. We got a few people that are looking into it. So we've got a guard, we got a center, we got a tackle. We got some guys for the future. Now, Casey Charles is somebody that we've been locked out on. Somebody that I really, really wanted because he was going to be a lethal running back, receiver out of the backfield, that kind of a thing. Maybe just a straight up receiver, #2 athlete in the nation. But we're not going to be able to get him. Unlikely. I'm going to leave him on the board because we might be able to unlock it. But we do have Houston this week. I'm going to show you the top 25 and see how that's looking right now. USC is the #1 team in the nation. Washington, Utah, Oregon. 4 Pac-12 teams are leading the nation. Kansas State is coming in at #5. Oklahoma and Texas are playing this week. It's going to be a 7 versus 10 matchup. Wisconsin's up there in the top 10. Ohio State's down there. LSU, Clemson, that's a team we play later in the season. North Carolina, Michigan, Florida State, Penn State, Notre Dame, South Carolina's 4-1, Duke 6-0, UCLA's up there. Georgia has dropped down to 22 after losing to Tennessee. That's a rough go at it. But we're not even receiving votes yet, but Houston is. So maybe if we can come out here, we could beat Houston. And it's a matchup with our former head coach as well. Going over the Heisman watch, Marcus Major, running back out of Oklahoma, is leading the race. Riley Leonard's getting up in there. Austin Jones, Logan Diggs, and then Blake Corum. There's your little update on how the Heisman race is going. And let's hop into this game. Let's come out here and let's beat Houston. Here we are in Houston. It is a road game. We're wearing the white and yellows today. I decided to change it up. Well, today. It's the same recording. I got to adjust to doing this 2-in-1 episode kind of thing. And if y'all like that, I will continue doing that. Coming out on 3rd and 11 after Garrett Green just wildly airmailed a pass. Seeing if we can find anything thing. He's actually going to get some space. Braum is going to get down the field. Cortez Braum for a 23-yard reception. 2nd and 5. We've got Jalen Anderson out of the backfield, but we're going to throw it over the middle to Deshaun Polk. Pick up 7 on the play. Back on 1st and 10, we're going to go with one of my more favorite play calls in recent memory, and that's been the read option. Garrett Green's going to have plenty of space to get up the middle for 20 yards on that one. 2nd and 7 right here. We're actually going to go to the pass. Coming out in the 5 wide. Throw that over the middle. It's going to be Jeremiah Aaron. We're going to take an early lead in this one. If we can just come out here and we can dominate the game from the start of it, get up to 4-1 before we play Kansas State, that'd be a beautiful sight. 1st and 10 here. They're going with the option. I'm going to hit him with Burks, but he's going to be able to pick up 4 there. It says Holman X. This roster might not be finished for Houston, so that might be a little bit of an issue. Just try and immersify yourself as best as you can. I apologize. Taking over on Dixon. They're going to be able to run the football right up the middle with Brandon Campbell and pick up 6. But we're going to take over the middle, and Christian X, another X relative on this team. Here we go. Trey Lathan is going to lay the wood in the backfield right there, getting him into a 2nd and 13 here. 2nd and 13, they are going to throw the football. It's going to be Wilson with the pick down the field. The defense is alive. It's been alive since after that Penn State game, and it's a beautiful sight to see. 2nd and 2, we're going to go with the read option on Garrett Green. I'm trying to bounce it to the outside. It's going to be 3rd and inches. Garrett Green's got a pretty good rushing season going right now. I run with my quarterbacks a lot, so recruiting a quick quarterback is kind of high up on my priority list at this moment. 3rd and inches right here. We're coming out in a pass. Maybe kind of a waste of coming out in a pass. But I'm going to see if we can get C.J. Donaldson down the field on the wheel route, and we do. That's going to be a 33-yard completion. Offense is looking good today. 1st and 10 coming back out. We're going to throw that one out wide. It's going to be Cortez Braum. It's going to be 16-yard completion right there. 1st and 10. We've got Jalen Anderson in motion, and we are going to throw it to the back out of the backfield. He's going to break 1 tackle and pick up about 8 on the play. Beautiful play there by Jalen Anderson. And on 2nd and 2, we're going to follow the arrow that tells us where to run the football. And we're going to go up the middle with C.J. Donaldson. And he's going to fumble it. Nice. Nice. If anyone has any ball security tips, you can leave it down in the comment section below. We're back out on defense, though. It's going to be at least 11 broken tackles right there by Brandon Campbell. 3rd and 4 right here. They have options open. They could run the football or they could pass it. They're going to lean in the direction of passing it. Lathan is going to lay the man out, but it doesn't matter. They're going to be able to pick up the 1st right there. Our corner was shading a little bit too far to the inside. 2nd and 10. We're taking over on Burks, the safety. They're just going to run it right up the middle, and we're going to be able to bring them down for a 2-yard loss on the play. 3rd and 12 right here. I'm taking over on Lathan, the linebacker. They're going to throw it out to, I want to say that was a back out of the backfield, to Zahn. And it's going to be 4th and 10. We're getting the football back early in this one. Hopefully, ball security can be a little bit better on this drive. 1st and 10 right here. Houston is pressing up on that right side. I'm going to see if we can get it over the top to Devin Carter, and we can. I don't know if he has the speed to get it into the end zone. He doesn't, but it's going to be a 54-yard gain right there. I know it was 4 verts, but I had to audible out because they were just pressing up on us too much. It was a shot that I had to take. 2nd and goal right here. They don't have a ton in the box, so we're going to give it to C.J. Donaldson. He's going to power his way into the end zone. It's as if the fumble never happened. We're back into the end zone. It's going to be a 14-0 ball game early here in Houston. 2nd and 10 right here. They are going to run the football. They're going to go to the outside, and they're going to get hit by Ruffin immediately. There is no space to run the football here for Houston, and they should be passing here on 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10 right here. I'm taking over on Ruffin over the middle, trying to take him out of the game. And they are going to make a completion on the sideline, but that's going to make it 4th and 3. And I think we're getting the football back early in the 2nd quarter. Back on offense here, 1st and 10. Looking for anything. It's going to be another Jeremiah Aaron completion. And that's going to get us out close to midfield. We're at 170 passing yards on the day. That's the first time I feel like that's ever happened. 3rd and 7. Definitely a passing situation. We've got the tight end, Cole Taylor, over the middle. And that is going to be a 20-yard gain right there. We're rolling on offense right now. 1st and 10, favorite play. We're going to the read option. It's going to be Garrett Green all day, and we have plenty of space and plenty of blockers to be able to pick up a 16-yard carry right there with Garrett Green. 2nd and 6 right here. We're going with an interesting pass play, and it's going to get Traylon Davis over the middle for a 1st down, and we're going to get back to running the football and try and get it in with C.J. Donaldson here. It's actually going to be Jalen Anderson in the backfield right here. We got Dixon in motion. He's going to cut it back to the opposite side. Jalen Anderson up the middle, and that is going to be a 21-0 lead as long as we can make the PAT here. 1st and 10 right here. We're going to press up on their guys, and they're going to be able to get that one out of the backfield. It's going to go to Campbell. Throws off Beanie Bishop. Burks is going to be able to come back in and make the tackle. It's going to be 2nd and inches here. Probably wasn't my best play call, but I was hoping we could get back there. They've been very run heavy on 1st downs. 3rd and 6 right here. We're sending a little bit of a blitz off the left side. They are going to be able to pick that up, but it's going to be 4th and inches. I was playing a little bit more shallow. I thought there was going to be a tight end crossing, and there was not. I needed to be on the outside. But they are going to punt the football back to us. 1st and 10, back out on offense. We're going to go with another option to Garrett Green, and there is so much green grass ahead of him. He's going to get stopped, but not after picking up 26 on the carry. 1st and 10 again. They pressed up. Garrett Green's going to be able to burn him over the top. It's going to be Devin Carter into the end zone. Yeah, Houston is getting blown out in this one. 28-0. This might be a game where we're getting some backups in. We're going to get Nico in. Back on defense right here. We're just going to get after Holman in the pocket. He's going to go down for a 6-yard loss. Everything is clicking today. We might have put it all together for this game. 2nd and 16 right here. I'm taking over on Lathan. It's going to be another sack right there. It's going to get down to 3rd and 20. We're in a position where we can send more guys at them because we can allow them to beat us over the top if we can get back there. Because we've got such an advantage. We can just get after the quarterback right now. 3rd and 20. I'm taking over on Lee right here. And they're going to go to the sideline. Wilson, I tried to jump in and be able to pick that one off, but they are going to be punting it on 4th and inches. I would go for this if I was Houston because this game has gotten out of hand in a hurry. 1st and 10 right here. We're coming out with play action. I'm going to try and continue to extend this lead. We're actually going to run it with Garrett Green right here. Give me a block, C.J. Donaldson. Garrett Green up the sideline. That's going to be a huge gain for Garrett Green. Almost 40 yards on the carry right there. This is his breakout day. 1st and 10. We're going to be able to hit C.J. Donaldson out of the backfield. He's going to run through a man. He's into the end zone. The flood is coming right now. Garrett Green is playing out of his mind. The defense is playing out of their mind. 35-0 with 1:30 left in the half. 1st and 10 right here. We are getting torched over there. Wilson, he needs to play up over there. We were in just a stock zone coverage. So, I mean, he was kind of doing his job, but he wasn't doing his job because there was only one guy coming to that side of the field. Definitely needed to play the ball a little bit better. Back on 1st and 10, I'm actually stuck on a defensive lineman here. Don't love that. We're going to get a hit stick and Nathaniel X, all of the X-Men out here. They're going to go with the option there. I'm actually going to miss the tackle, and they're getting upfield in a hurry. That's going to be a touchdown. Yeah, bad tackling right there. It's going to make it 35-7 after they hit the PAT. They have to stop pressing our receivers because they can't keep up with them. Jashawn Polk is going to get a nice gain over the middle, and we're going to hit the no huddle. If I can blow a team out in this half and make it an almost insurmountable lead, I'm going to do it. 2nd and 10 right here. We're hitting them with a play action. Devin Carter has his man beat again. It's going to be a pick, though. We didn't get enough loft on the ball. He did have him beat, though. And they are going to be able to get back across midfield. That's a bad turnover right there. It's just a bad turnover. We have the lead. We can go into half with it. But I'm getting aggressive because they haven't been able to stop us. We had a step, just wasn't able to get the football over his head. Back on defense here, they are going to streak over the top, and it's not as out of hand as it was. That was my zone. I played down towards the line of scrimmage because they haven't really sent a lot of deep routes out there, and they did on that play. So it's going to be 35-14 headed into the last little bit of the half. I might try and salvage it. I don't know. 2nd and 10 right here. We are just going to run the read option and see if we can actually pick up a few yards and maybe be worth calling a timeout. I'm actually going to. We've got 3 timeouts. We've got 8 seconds. We can send a shot over the top, maybe get into field goal range, extend this lead a little bit further. 3rd and inches right here. They did press Devin Carter. He's not able to really get over the top until now. He does have a step, and he's wide open down the field. They bumped him off the line, and it's going to be 42-14 headed in the half. I knew I got a little aggressive there, but Houston can't cover. All right, back on defense. We need to continue to dominate on the defensive side of the ball. Even if we have a lead like this, we can't be conservative. We got to dominate them on the defensive side of the ball. And, you know, picking up a first down right there, not lovely. 2nd and 8 right here. They're going over the middle. We're going to lay a big hit right there with Beanie Bishop, but Matthew Golden's got 17 on the play right there. Houston has kind of figured it out offensively. We're not able to stop them as easy as we were in the first half. It's going to be a fumble right there. Somebody get on it. They're actually going to pick up the fumble for a touchdown. What do you mean? Oh my God. This is the most NCAA ass shit every time I sit down to record. He fumbles the football, recovers it, and runs it in for a touchdown. 2nd and 10 right here. We're going with the option again. They're not picking up on Garrett Green, and they should have a long time ago. He's going to have another first down carry for us right here. He might have a literal record-setting day when it comes to just pure yardage. 3rd and 10 right here. We've been perfect on 3rd down. We're going to continue that with Gallagher over the top, but there is a flag coming in on the play right here. It's going to be clipping. So that one's coming back. We're still perfect on 3rd downs. It's 3rd and 1 right here. Let's see if they can pick up on Garrett Green out of the option, and they do, but don't because we got a first down. Suck on that, Houston. 3rd and 10 right here. I'm looking for anything to get open. We're going to throw it to C.J. Donaldson. It's just going to bounce off his hands. The tight end was also open, but I like C.J. Donaldson. He's more inclined to break a tackle, and it just bounces off of his hands right there. 1st and 10. We still have quite a bit of a lead. We got a 3-score lead, but it's getting decimated because we cannot stop Houston here in the second half. This is what I'm talking about with these sliders. You can have a team just entirely dead in the water, and then out of nowhere, they're like 2019 LSU. 2nd and 11. We're looking at a sack right there. It's going to be a sack for zero yards. It was a 1-yard sack. Or a 1-yard loss. 3rd and 12 right here. They're coming out in the 5 wide. I am covering over the middle. Burks is going to get bodied on the play right there by a running back. Burks, buddy, you're an upperclassman. You got to make that play. A great catch by the running back, though. 2nd and 8 right here. We're taking over on Wilson Lamp. We're going to be able to lay a hit on Holman. It's going to get down to 3rd and 5. We need to stop right here. We need to just stop letting Houston try and come back. 3rd and 5. I'm going to take over on the safety, Burks, and they're going to go right over the middle. Lee doesn't even sniff covering the ball. He didn't even entertain the idea of trying to do it. 1st and 10 right here. It's going to be a sack on Holman again. Our defense has gotten after him in this one. Sean Martin, quietly one of our better players on this team. 2nd and 16 right here. We need a huge stop. They are going to be running the football. It's going to be Holman. I thought our guy had a tackle there, so I tried to, stay out of the play because I was going to throw him, and then I was going to get a weird animation. Whatever, you get the point. NCAA is weird. It's buggy. It's 10 years old. But we are going to hold him to a field goal attempt. This is a decent length field goal right here. Not the longest I've ever seen. But they are going to miss it. It's going to be wide right. 2nd and 4. Houston is pressing up. And, we should have been sacked. Just throw it. That's not at all where that was supposed to go. That is not even remotely close to where that was supposed to go. In fact, not even in the stratosphere of where that football was supposed to go. And I'm going to go into instant replay with you guys for just a second. Okay. I don't typically go into instant replay, but before someone comments some dumb shit, here's the thing. Okay, we should have been sacked right here. It should have been a dead play. But I get out because there's so much pressure. This ball that is being thrown right here is going here. It is going to Jeremiah Aaron. I had to validate. It was a little blurry. This is supposed to go to Jeremiah Aaron, who has a step on his man. Garrett Green chucks this ball all the way towards Devin Carter, directly into the DB's hand. Now, don't get me wrong. He's running. He's throwing. And we have a wide open man right here. Absolutely wide open man right here. Am I going to be honest and tell you I didn't see him? Yeah, I am. But I'm going to clarify my decision because I was trying to throw to Jeremiah Aaron, who did have a step down the field. So I made the wrong call, but also Garrett Green made the worst throw I've ever seen in my fucking life. They're going to go with the option, and they're going to fumble. You better tackle his ass. Oh, my goodness. They go with the option, pick up the fumble for a 20-yard gain. What is happening? 2nd and 10 right here. I am stuck on the defensive line. They're going to throw it outside. It's going to be Tazon, but Wilson's going to make the tackle right there. All right, on the goal line right here. I'm taking over on Floyd. They're just going to throw it to a wide open man right there. Just a wide open man. There's 2 guys back there. Nobody's covering. Houston's trying to mount a comeback in this one. They're only down by 14 after they make this PAT. 1st and 10 right here. It's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. And we are going to run it with CJ Donaldson. He's going to be able to pick up 7. We just got to close this game out. That's all we got to do. This is a theme of, if anybody's ever seen my Twitch streams, we always get big leads on opponents, and then they somehow make it a close game. It's just tradition. It's just who I am playing NCAA, apparently. 1st and 10, we're running the football. It's going to be CJ Donaldson all day. He's going to be able to pick up 10 on the carry. It's going to be 2nd and inches right here. We're going to let CJ Donaldson and just the run game carry us out of this one. 2nd and inches right here. We're going with another Garrett Green read option. He's going to be able to pick up a few yards. They didn't have him down there for a second. He could have potentially got up and just kept going with that one. 2nd and 7. We've got Jalen Anderson on a wheel route, which is something I like, and he's going to be wide open down the field. Continue Garrett Green's insane day through the air and on the ground. When you get a matchup like that where you know that they're going to be dumb in coverage, you got to take it on an out route, and I'm going to send Donaldson on a wheel route, and one of these guys has to get open, or not. We're just going to get sacked immediately as we snap the football. We're going to have to settle for a field goal right here. We also have about 600 total yards of offense in this one. 2nd and 12 right here. I'm taking over on a linebacker. Just trying to take over the middle of the field. They're going to fumble the football. Please don't let it turn into a 20-yard gain, and it doesn't. It's going to be a strip sack. Who was it? It wasn't Sean Martin. It was Wilson. Wilson got in there. Our safety, like nickel corner hybrid. That's the role that he's been playing. I don't know what he plays in real life for West Virginia, but he has been playing like a very hybrid role. 3rd and 18. They are running a wheel out of the backfield right there, and they're going to be going down the field. That's going to be Beanie Bishop. Beanie Bishop, the #1 corner in the nation right here, is going to be able to get a huge interception with a huge return on that one. Let's go, Beanie Bishop. 3rd and 2 right here. We're going with a pass. Might be getting a little too cute, but we're not. It's Devin Carter over the top. It's going to be the 5th touchdown on the day for Garrett Green. 425 yards passing. Devin Carter has 3 touchdowns in this one, I want to say. I just looked at the defense. We went with the play action. It was just going to be wide open over the top. The safety, blown coverage, and we have a massive lead. 52 points in a game, something I didn't think we were going to hit in season 1. I knew when we got some recruits in here, we'd be able to hit 52, but 52 points in this one is huge. 3rd and 5 right here. We're going to make a big play and get them off the field. We're going to be covering the middle, and it's going to be ripped out and broken up over the middle. 4th and 5 right here. I'm stuck on a defensive lineman again. I got to stop doing that where I'm adjusting. Lee is going to lay a death blow on, I think that was Tazon. He just hangs on to the ball. 2nd and 7 right here. We're taking over on Austin Cave. They're going to go out of the backfield. I'm going to miss that tackle with Ruffin, and they're going to pick up 12 on the play. 1st and 10 right here. We're going to be User and Wilson in the box. Holman's going to get hit, and he's going to get sacked. How many times has this man been sacked today? I feel like he's been sacked at least 30% of the snaps he's dropped back. 3rd and 14 right here. They got a man in motion. They're going to be running play action. We're going to take over on Floyd, and they're just going to airmail it out of the backfield. I don't even know what to call it there. It felt like it was a fumble, but it wasn't. We've got a lot of backups in here. I'm going to be taking over on Floyd again on 4th and 14. Just try and end this drive. They're going to go over the middle. We're going to make a tackle. That should be their final drive of the game if we have any competence on offense. 2nd and 4 right here. We're going with Justin Johnson Jr., the 3rd running back, and he's going to be able to pick up 4 right there. We had a little bit of a stutter step that got us down the field. 1st and 10, we're going with a read option. We will be sliding with Garrett Green right here, and we do. We're going to pick up 6. We're going to knee it out from there. Huge win in this one. I had to go out of my way and actually dig for the kneel play. I got to get my extra 50 XP or whatever it is when you kneel while you're ahead. I know it's 10 XP. I don't remember how much it was. But we're going to take a knee, and Garrett Green should be player of the game in this one. He absolutely dominated in this game. This was the breakout game that we needed to get Garrett Green rolling, and he absolutely delivered here. 16 for 28, 425, 5 touchdowns, and 136 yards on the ground. I don't think it gets better than that right there. Now, checking out the stats on the day. Like I said, 16 for 28, 425 yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. One of them was my fault. One of them was just a little weird. But he was our leading rusher as well with 140 yards, 10 yards a carry pretty much. CJ Donaldson, he got his touches. Not as many as usual, but when you got your quarterback rolling like that, you just keep rolling with it. Devin Carter, he had 3 touchdowns, 4 receptions, 207 yards. A Randy Moss kind of a day, but they just kept pressing up, and he was beating them off the line. He's a bigger receiver. He's 6'3", 215 pounds. You put a little corner who's not physical on him, it's a realistic expectation, and they didn't make the adjustment to pull somebody else in there, so he dominated in this one. Jeremiah Aaron, he had a touchdown as well. CJ Donaldson, 2 for 56 and a touchdown. Now, tackles for loss went a little crazy today. Sean Martin had 4. Malachi Ruffin, he had 3. Jared Bartlett, he had 2. And then a bunch of guys had 1. Moving over to sacks, how many is this? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sacks on the day. We had corners getting sacks. We had safeties getting sacks. We had defensive tackles getting sacks. It was a beautiful day. Anthony Wilson had 1 interception. Beanie Bishop also had an interception. Our guys were playing well on defense today. Our guys played well in general in this one. All right, on to the outro. Garrett Green won Player of the Week. Not just Big 12 Player of the Week. NCAA Player of the Week with the performance he had. Now, we're going to try and continue digging him out of a hole that I've put him in when it comes to interceptions, because he didn't have a perfect day because he had the 2 interceptions, but it was a great game up against Houston. And then now we've got a little bit more of a road stretch for the next episode, which should be coming out in a day or so. Washington is the #1 team in the country. We also are still not receiving votes. We're not even close to being ranked at 4-1. The committee needs to start respecting us, because if we can go into Kansas State and be ranked in that one, that would be huge. But next episode, if you enjoyed, consider subscribing, coming back to see next episode. We are playing BYU and Kansas State. Maybe even throw in TCU, depending on how you guys like the 2-game format. If you want me to extend it and do a little bit more, it's just going to be more highlight plays than anything. It's not going to be deep, in-depth when it comes to the game. But as always, I appreciate you guys watching, and I appreciate the love y'all been throwing on the channel. Like, I check it pretty much every day when I wake up. The first episode of this rebuild has 8,500 views. I've been doing YouTube for a couple of months, mainly on MLB The Show. Swapping over here, this is like my passion to be able to do NCAA. So if you guys continue to show the support, we're going to have a ton of content, as well as a Road to Glory that is coming up very, very soon. Might even be tomorrow's upload. So stick around, consider subscribing, liking, commenting, helping us fight the YouTube algorithm, and continue growing, because I want to continue making this kind of content. And it seems like you guys really enjoy it. So I'm more than happy to deliver.